G'day everyone, Duckville here bringing you a game from MLG Orlando 2011. Thank you very much to the MLG crew for allowing me to get some of these games up for the community casting team. This is going to be between one of the most awesomest dudes in the whole of the StarCraft scene, Liquid Chef. He's going to be over here on the left-hand side of Dual Sight. He's going to be in the pretty area where you've got lots of flowers and trees and all that sort of stuff, and he's going to make it all gooey with the Zerg creep spreading around, no doubt, like no tomorrow. His opponent, of course, over on the right-hand side is going to be a young man who has journeyed through MLG Orlando. He has done a fantastic job of getting to where we are right now. This is, of course, from the championship bracket in I can't remember exactly what round or what section of it was, but Polt has done an amazing job coming from the originally the open bracket, starting off in the upper section, then falling down to the losers bracket in the open bracket. There's so many brackets around here, it's insane. It's like a coder's nightmare. But then actually fighting his way up, getting into the championship bracket, fighting through people such as In Control, TLO, a couple of others I can't remember off the top of my head, but did a great job of running through the tournament. Is now up here against Liquid Chef, so he's going to have his work cut out for him, of course. Chef, a fantastic Zerg player who has been doing really well for Team Liquid, of course, even competed over in the GSL when he was under the banner of FXO for a short time. We'll see what these guys are going to bring out today. It looks as if Pol's going to start off with a nice little wall here. Probably going to get that soft wall up and running. In fact, what he is going to do is get a pretty quick command center here. So he is going to hide that up to the northern position in his base. Meanwhile, Chef just actually looking around, getting perhaps a little bit panicked. If we had a heart rate monitor, he'd be thinking, oh god, what is happening right about now? He's going to check to see if the natural expansion is going up. Can't see it just yet, but that, as we said before, he's going to set the alarm bells ringing here. He's probably going to look to see if there are any hidden barracks down here in this corner. That is a possible spot for that. Or from time to time, you don't actually see it very often, but you can get them just sort of around this area here. Because once this initial overlord has actually gone out, as we can see this dude all the way up here, there isn't too much scouting going on for Zerg. So as we can see, Chef is getting out a second drone just to poke around and see if there is an SCV, just getting a bunker prepared, which of course would be incredibly annoying here. And now trying to actually get his drone back inside, is not going to be able to get up there. We'll be able to see that the wall is now being completed with that Rax here as well, which is going to signal that it's probably not going to be something too insidious, but is going to still keep things a little bit alarming here for Chef. So we'll see what he is going to do here. Has got the spawning pool up and running, getting an extractor out pretty quickly there as well. A little bit surprising, he's only getting the 2 drones. That's very risky play, I would say, given that he hasn't actually scouted out exactly what is happening. But he can probably assume from the position that he's in at the moment that there is going to be that quick command center here from a TSL Pulse. So he's going to get that up and running quite quickly here. Going to boost his economy quite nicely once that secondary mule pops out as well. Actually, just take a look at that. We got the command centers on fire. Of course, it is over on the lovely lava side. Check out that. We've got this crazy little theme going on this map where we got the lava on one side and then a very pretty upmarket place on the other side. But Polt, meanwhile, is going to get out a couple of racks just to make sure he can defend adequately once he sets that orbital command down at the natural expansion. Going to have 4 racks out in total. We'll probably see a tech lab or 2 pop out in just a moment, maybe just the 1, I would say. Probably going to be perhaps on this one, given that that's going to finish a little bit quicker. But now he is going to look to perhaps move down. He's created a couple of SCVs out of that orbital command, and here he goes, actually getting a bunker up and running. In fact, wow, picking off that scouting SCV pretty quickly there was that one Ling. He's going to run away for the moment. Is able to see that the bunker is up and running, and that is obviously going to signal that very quick expansion there from Pulse. So Chef, what's he going to do now? He's got to think about a couple of things. He's obviously got to consider his creep tumors, which he started off now very nicely there. Going to get that going as soon as he can. Would love to see another one just up here to make sure he's connected both of the bases. But what Chef is actually just going to power out a lot of drones for the moment. We can see that he's got 3 on the way. Is probably maybe going to look to take a third expansion pretty quickly here. There is, of course, that timing that Terrence can do just after this gets up and running with those 4 racks. He can send down a lot of units to try and take care of a possible third base, but sometimes it can certainly be worth the risk. So we'll see if Sheth's going to go for that. Just for the moment here, that Queen doing a good job getting a secondary creep tumor started over here to the top left side of the natural, and just starting to spread out here as well. So just still waiting to see exactly what Sheth is going to get up to here. He's getting that lair pretty decent quick there. Maybe going to see... not actually sure exactly what we're going to see. He's still only on 1 gas. The second is only halfway done. We're going to see a lot of lings coming out here from Sheth. I would probably say we're just going to see a lot of ling pressure whilst he gets his economy up and running, and perhaps we may see a few banelings popping out to try and take care of any possible marines that may march across the map. And of course, if he can get some banelings up through the top side of this expansion, he can actually get some good hits off on these marines. So we'll see if that's going to happen here. One ling galloping along, trying to see exactly what is happening in the natural expansion there. Sees that there were a decent amount of units actually prepared here. We've got a nice little SCV wall. Very soft, of course. That will go down to only a few banelings, but it does do the job of actually keeping everything at bay for the time being. And as we were mentioning before, just waiting to see what Sheth was going to do. We do have an Evo chamber and a baneling nest, so he is going to try and cut down the distance, sort of the width of this particular position. In fact, getting a hatchery as well. He's going the whole distance with this, but he's going to get that macro hatchery up at the natural expansion there. Going to give himself a nice little boost to his economy once he can get some more lava injects going on that third hatchery as well. Finally getting some extra gas pumping now as well. So we are going to see a spire. Here it comes. We've got that spire on the way. The timing for that is going to be quite nice. Meanwhile, speaking of nice, we've got a whole bunch of marines now moving out for Polt. He's going to have his stim is just about done. Where is it researching? Right there. So he's going to have stim just in time, and I would say the combat shields will also be perhaps almost in time for this imminent attack on the base of Sheth. Now Sheth, of course, can see that these marines are on the way. He has tried to counter-attack here inside the natural expansion. The lings not getting too much done. There were still a few marines actually back at the natural there for Polt, so he's going to just pump in here and just have a quick look, having a squiz at what exactly is going on, taking out a few creep chimmers, doing a nice job. Of course, a lot of players sort of in the sort of plat to diamond region will always look at the creep spread and try and take it out when they can, but they need to do it a little bit more often to make sure that you aren't denying Zerg that movement. But as you can see here, a bit of ring around the rosy here. The lings going around the backside trying to catch out some of those marines with the banelings as well. But now the marines and the marauders are way in position here to actually take care of these spine crawlers really quick here. We'll probably see some morphing banelings here in a very quick time, no doubt. Nothing over here for Sheth. He's only got these few units here, but have a look at the damage being done here by Polt. He's got his combat shields that has just come in on time. He's now doing a lot of damage. Muta's finally popping out here. It's not going to be enough because there are so many marines in this pack. The drones trying to come along, and finally here come the banelings rolling into town. Not rolling yet, but they are about to roll, and he has actually taken out that marine marauder force here. But I think it was it actually worth it? Look at all of that damage done. 23 workers were killed in that assault by Polt. He's done a fantastic job, only losing 4 workers himself. Units killed currently sitting at 90 units in total. So again, Polt sitting in a fantastic position. We'll have a look exactly what is going on here with the economy as well. Sitting at 50 drones, in fact. Have a look at that. Scumbag Sheth losing 23 drones. Doesn't matter. I'm still equal with you on the harvester count. But he's just slowly pumping all of that back up. As we mentioned before, there were a couple of attempted ling counter-attacks here at the natural, and again he's going inside here, but the marines stimming up, taking out those lings before they can do too much damage, and it looks as if we're going to have a stop to this third base here as well. Polt's going to have to deal with a few of these lings on the ground. It's obviously not too much of a problem, but what he is going to be a little bit concerned about is if he can get that down. But it looks as if we're going to have these marines just checking out this possible third of Sheth. As we mentioned before, Sheth would have really liked to get that third up and running by now, but now he's in a little bit of a tough spot, given that he has had to deal with that big loss of those of the drones there at the natural expansion, and has had to get a lot of defense out to try and actually keep himself in a good spot here. And now the problem for him is that he's only got these big swarms of lings going around the map here. We've only got, where are those mutas going? We had a few mutas that popped out, but they're not enough to do any sort of damage at the moment here. Lings now sweeping through this third expansion here, going to stop this before it can get up and running. Good job there by Sheth to keep himself in it. Meanwhile, down at the natural expansion, Marines again pushing inside. These guys have their stim. They've got 1-1 on their upgrades, so these are going to do a heap of damage. Taking out drones, taking out lings. Now going to have to deal with these lings trying to pop in through the front there. They're going to be able to take a lot of them out. It's a beautiful stutter step finally there from Polk, taking out a lot of the lings, and in fact maybe all of the drones as well. Doesn't get all the drones, a couple survive. The queens are still in the mix along with the mutas as well, but it looks as if the damage has been done again. Sheth losing a lot of drones there. We're sitting at 41 drone kills here for Polt. He's just absolutely decimating the drone count here. It's looking absolutely disgusting at the moment here, but just for the moment, Sheth will have a lot of map presence with these big swarms of lings sweeping around the map. Not the greatest idea, but perhaps to attack into these medevac protected Marines. He's going to lose a lot of those lings. In fact, perhaps all of the lings there going down. Yes, they do. And supporting Marines actually coming in from the side there. A couple of tanks are actually out for Polt, so Polt currently sitting on 2 FAC. He's going to be, in fact, 3 FAC. Wow, he's actually going very hard on those tanks there. He's going to have a few of them out. We'll probably look to push very soon. We've got, how many is that? We've got 4 racks with reactors, plus a couple of extras on the side, just for good measure. The armory is done, so he can crank out a Thor if need be. The Mutalisks, meanwhile, trying to poke in here, do what damage they can. There is a turret, and along with that Marine defense, it's going to be way too much for this very small muta pack to deal with here. May be able to get a cancel on that refinery. Does get that cancelled eventually. Trying to come in here, takes care of a mule. Good little trade there, but he's still in a very, very ugly position right now. Sheth's going to really need to either go for some timing here where he can just clean up a lot of these units and then try and actually get back in the game with the third base, or he's going to have to take a big risk and perhaps maybe look at taking a gold expansion here up at the sides, or perhaps he's just going to try and look for that timing. I think he might, but it looks as if his timing is not going to be coming here. He's forgotten his watch, because it looks as if Polt is now streaming into the natural expansion here. He's got 2 tanks set up with their siege mode, going to protect these Marines before they get too much damage done from the lings. Where are the banelings of Sheth? That's what I'm wondering right now. We've got no banelings out on the map. Unfortunately, he's just been so starstruck without having those extra mining units there at the natural expansion here. The Marines healing up as best as they can, taking care of the Marines, taking care of the lings. In fact, there is a GG from Sheth. He's lost way too much, of course. The natural hatchery gone. He's lost so many drones. Having a look at that drone count again, 41 kills to 15 from Sheth. So Polt just taking command there with that early push and putting himself in a fantastic spot, and then just macroing away to victory. So we will go to game number 2 between TSL Polt and Liquid Sheth. Catch me there. Cheers.